Welcome everyone to episode 66. Can't believe it. We're here of the Bunker Talk. I'm interested and excited to have you on because we don't personally know each other. But you're an entrepreneur in our community. You're doing a lot of great things. I know you're busy networking as well. So we're excited to have you. Juan Tomasini from the Trusty Handyman. How are you?
Excellent. Super excited to be here with you.
Yes. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, and why.
Yeah. So my name is Juan Tomasini. I'm from Venezuela. And since I came to the state, we found, my brother and I, we found a niche in the repairs of properties.
Okay.
Why? Because when we moved here, my family had investment properties. Suddenly, we start looking the invoices of contractors for literally small repairs. But because our parents were out of state, we need to find really good companies so we can trust. Because when you move to a new country, you don't know no one. Mm-hmm. So there were silly repairs that literally my brother and I, we can handle together. Mm. So one day we decide, let's do that repair instead of paying $400 or $500 to someone else. So we did it. It was super quick. Obviously, our parents were super happy. They were grateful to us because we were helping them. And then the property management company, we were handling my family properties and other friends asked us, hey, can you guys take one repair in one of the units? Say, yeah, why not? We were studying. I remember in college, a lot of free time. No, not like nowadays.
Yeah.
And then, it was a fun. We were getting, money on the side, and then we found a niche. Mm-hmm. That property management, passing the 2-3 years after, asked us, do you want to handle 200 properties?
Wow.
And that's serious.
Yeah, that's
but remember, small repairs.
So it's a lot of volume.
Yeah, it's a lot of volume. So let me tell you, that's how we say yes. Then we decide, obviously, Jorge is the founder of the company. He's older than me, and he said, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I joined 1 year after to what is the Trusty Handyman, actually. So, yeah, I'm also grateful for Jorge because he was a visionary with the repairs. He found a niche on the repair. It was great.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, this kind of reoccurring lesson in business. Obviously, I sell insurance, and even in our space, a lot of people talk about the niche, right? Of being an expert in something, dedicated to one thing. And even in your space too, because the handyman repair stuff, it could easily branch off into many other things, right? Yeah. Quickly. Because, and where we are here, there's a lot of untrustworthy repair and construction, and all of the trades are there. It's very hard to find someone that you can rely on and trust. So carving out that niche with that messaging of it's in your name, being trusted is pretty genius.
Yeah, and also it's difficult. Something that I like about the niche, and we change how people see us. You know why? Because when you mention the word handyman, is somebody that can do everything. Mm-hmm. And I remember back in the days, I don't like that because I also went to, I went to university, I'm so professional. And when somebody look at me and say, no, you can do whatever, you can do anything, that was in my mind, I don't like that. Mm-hmm. So, okay, we are handyman, but we have a premium service. We have experience when you work with us nowadays. We make the difference. So now people see us like handyman, but now we have niche. Mm-hmm. If you need, I don't know, drywall, we have a team specialized for that. It's not the same person that does painting. Or that's an example. Painting will. Right. I don't like that. Right. So in our team, there is somebody specialized for every kind of repairs because I don't trust somebody that can do everything. Mm-hmm. And also, when I'm looking to buy from a company that can handle so many things, I get scared. Right. It's impossible. A human being don't know everything. But if you come to me and say, hey, we can handle more things because we are 15 in the office, I have a bigger team. Right. Now I feel secure because it's not you alone.
Mm-hmm. And also, I like that you emphasized on the professional aspect of it, because there's such a lack of that in your space, right? You call people, nobody calls you back. It's the industry itself has a problem of, a reputation problem of that. So how difficult has it been to kind of break that stigma, or, the preconceived notion that we all have, right? Of your space, of hiring someone, obviously most times we're hiring a stranger and to come into the house. Like, what would you say you've done to help break that stigma?
Okay, like one of the major problems that I saw in construction, in any kind of business service company, is communication. And I found so many people, like great people, freelancers, business owners, that they are great in what they do. But sorry, they are not great in communication. And right now, like the last 6 years, we have been working on how can we become better in communication, because I know that somebody can do drywall repair better than us, but that person don't know how to communicate. And there's where he fails and we win. It's not because we are better like human. It's just we understand that what the customer is looking for is communication. Because we serve a lot of like doctors, people that is really busy, families that live in New York and they have vacation properties here, and they are just looking for somebody that communicate. We went to the property, we left the property.
Right.
In 2 days, you're gonna receive an email.
Play by play.
Yeah, like that's what people is looking for here in South Florida. And when I request service for my family or friends, and they told me or share with me the experience of the communication, and I like, it's now strange. I'm assuming it used to be before like a standard that everyone's in South Florida communicate well, but now it's kind of weird when you find a company that communicate well. Like, wow, you are so like, wow, where are you guys from? No, that should be the standard. Just communicate. Like, it's super easy. Just, hey, you're gonna receive the estimate in 2 days, in 4 days, in 6 days. Just let me know when I'm going to be prepared.
It's about setting expectations.
Yeah, that's it. But that's easy.
It's so fun. It's easy. I would say there's a saying that says, like, just because something's easy doesn't mean it's simple. Like, it's easy, but especially with the consistency across staff, it's harder to break that, or you need to instill it in the team and make sure that everyone has the same level. It's a cultural thing.
And I'm going to put a parenthesis, like, we continue practicing and getting better every day. But we found that in the 6 year, where the problems were coming, where maybe a bad review on Google were coming. And it's not because you did a bad job. No, that never was a message. It was, you guys arrived and never communicate that. I'm going to be expecting 2 hours, before the time, or also you guys left something dirty in the floor. And let me tell you, like, talking about my industry, I'm assuming in yours there should be an area that the customer don't know and just trust in the company. But in my field, what people know is about cleaning. They don't know about drywall. No. They don't know about paint. They don't know about anything. They just know they use shoe covers. They clean when they finish, and they make me sign a satisfaction sheet. Like, they just pay attention to those details. They don't care about the service. Right.
So what I'm hearing you say is that really, and I would assume, you correct me if I'm wrong, but even the trust is built in those small moments and in those small details.
Right.
And that's how you guys can differentiate yourselves in such a space that is so lacking that.
Yeah, it's super easy. Like, it's not like I'm like, a formula. How are we doing things better? It's just simple. Like, I'm assuming what used to be a standard, we are bringing the standard back. Like, communication, the cleaning the property when we left.
Right.
Like, but the service is still the same.
Right. And you're right. It's usually much less about the actual service that they're hired for, and the experience is broader than just the drywall or the leak being fixed. It's far bigger. Yeah. That's so interesting, and I love that. I love to hear that someone in your space that's kind of like your competitive edge, because I mean, it's right there in front of everybody's face. You just got to dedicate the time to do it, and especially now, which I'm curious to know about your industry and AI and all of this stuff. Like, are you guys implementing it? What are your feelings on that?
Yeah, I'm ready for that conversation.
But like in this era of that, we talk about it too. Like, we need to be the most human possible right now, where people are. I think the pendulum is already swinging to the other way, where people are tired of technology.
Yes.
So the more human centric, the more, day-to-day communication that we can have, picking up the phone, not texting, not sending an email, things like that. It really does weigh far more now, I think.
So are we ready to?
Oh, let's talk about it. I'm dying to hear. I've never had anybody in your space, in this chair, in the contractor space. You're my first one in 66 episodes. So
I remember when I come to my brother Jorge and say, hey, we need to bring a CRM. It was, I don't know, 4 years ago. And he told me, are we going to spend on a CRM? Why? And it's because as an like customer relationship management, it just make the life easier for us and for the customer, like to run it like from like since we get a lead until we like the job is closed. So right now I'm working on building our own CRM. It's so important for us, and I know it's gonna make the operation for us smoother, and then the customer on the customer side is gonna be more effective. But I'm gonna talk about the customer experience when we call, or the communication. Yes, we want to implement AI and make things faster for the customer, but there is a part that needs to be a human being. When they want to talk to somebody, it needs to be a person.
And it needs to be fast. They need to be able to get to the human fast.
But they want to be here.
Right.
They want to be here. They just, sometimes they want to call someone, explain what is happening, and then fine. But I have the other scenario. I have customers, they don't like to talk over the phone. They just like text. And let me tell you, we have closed a lot of jobs through text message. Because when we first do the call, like, please, just text me. Don't call me.
Especially if you're dealing with property managers.
No,
really, even homeowners.
Yeah, they are busy.
Right.
Nowadays, everyone is busy,
right.
And I see myself now. Like now, for me, it's better to keep track of text messaging, because I can read back and okay, I know what I'm going to reply in my next message. When you call, sometimes if you don't take notes,
right, you forget absolutely quickly.
Yeah. So I love text messaging. I love my notes because I can, we manage so many calls, we serve so many people that's the best way to, to be able to provide better service through, knowing the person that we are talking.
It's interesting that you're saying this too, even with the CRM too, because it shows your dedication to the communication and the customer experience, right? Because now not only are you setting expectations of the actual jobs with good communication, but also even the experience from first point of contact to your job is done. You're meeting the customer where they're at, right? You're giving them the opportunity to do business with you, different methods, and you've got the communication per method. Which is really the sauce.
And also, I know that we're going to make mistakes.
Of course, yeah.
On the doing the work.
Sure.
I love mistakes. In our CRM, we have a section that says warranty for all the jobs that we need to come back. And I love that. You know why? Because we are human beings. We are not talking with our AI. But what I found that people, like clients, love is as soon as they text, we immediately get back to them. Don't worry. Because people think, wow, I'm gonna call back this company that I already paid. They are not going to come back. But when they text, they feel like I can see, because we have a platform for all the communication, and I'm gonna share. I'm able to see my my general manager, my coordinator, my sales, all the phone numbers I can see from my phone. One of my jobs now is I check those communication because I help them. Hey, let's improve this, because we are Latin American. The way that we talk English is not the American way, but we want to be like we want to speak as our customers speak. So instead of saying, I don't know, hello, we modify to say hi. See, like that's so basic, but our customer care. Like like the way that instead of, I don't know, my name is Juan, they like, hey, this is Juan.
Right.
Those simple changes, like I train my team to say, hey, just modify a couple things. Also, the way that we handle a problem, just make easier for the customer, because we are there. Takes an hour to stop by in another property that we are working 5 minutes from another. So
I think that I'm fascinated by your guys' approach to this, because it's very rare. It's very rare. And as a consumer that has called contractors and needed things done, I mean, it's not my job to call you 4 times to see when you're coming. It's just that, why is that my responsibility? No, we always talk about it here. Obviously we serve contractors, and there's so many of them that just don't have the admin part down. If they had this piece down the way you guys have been able to control it and execute it, I think that, I mean, there would be so much more successful with having someone, handle and navigate this stuff.
And, that's also great because I run the business with my brother. We found the business together, and he's super great in operation.
That's great.
I'm super great in business development, like all my crazy ideas. Back in the days when you are starting a business, you don't have that maybe availability to spend in improvement, like to make your system robust. But I remember just coming to him, we need to we need to bring this. How are we gonna pay? Like, bro, let's do it. It's gonna pay off. And every time now, I because we are in the conversation of building our CRM, we are meeting companies and sharing what we are looking for. He's super like, no, let's do it, let's pay. Because now he understands that if we implement our own software,
it's a game changer.
Yeah, and it's gonna be game changer for the operation, because we're gonna make the life easier for the technician. Because I don't know when is the part that we're gonna talk about that, but also we know that people that is working, people that is painting or installing drywall, or I don't know, they don't have the flexibility like in the office, uploading picture, putting notes. I need to make their life easier.
Right.
But also, I remember I was there 6 years ago, so I know what the amount of time they want to invest in putting notes, uploading pictures. So my idea is creating a software that makes the life easier for the people in the field.
Not just the customer, your team.
Yeah, because people, my team is driving, my team is running, they are working, they are loving our customer, and I love that. But let me tell you, in this 6 year, I met so many software companies like CRM. There are great companies, great, but not for the way that we run our business. So I don't want to tell my technicians that are painting and making money to say, stop and start putting notes, upload. No, because they're gonna tell me.
And generally speaking, I don't want to speculate, but they're also not the most tech forward.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you need to be able to make it easy. And I would imagine that once you guys get this built, that's going to be a huge recruitment tool.
Yeah.
For you. So to grow the team.
Yeah.
To work in a place that lets you just get to the next job.
So imagine having a person that is not too tech.
Right.
Given 5 apps. The one for clock in, clock out.
Right.
The one for upload picture. The one for see the job. Then the GPS. It's not easy.
Right.
It's not easy. So imagine if I create one, they can do everything.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah.
Tailor it for them.
Yeah. That's so cool.
I love it.
I want to talk about, so you and your brother, when did you guys come here?
Okay. I came in 2015.
Okay.
He came in 2011, 12.
Okay. and you guys started this business. Talk to me about that. What was that like? How is that first? Okay, you start the business. Okay, I know he did a year before. All right, but like, I mean, I started this business from scratch.
Yeah.
And you're just staring at each other, right? Like, who's gonna go get the business? Tell me about that feeling of what that's like.
Okay. Wow. That's when, as I mentioned in the beginning, we were doing the repairs together back in the days when there was no the Trusty Handyman at all. But as I say, it was like a side hustle.
Right.
Then obviously because he's older than me, it was, more interesting. And hey, I need to get more money. I'm more expensive than you.
Right.
So he decided, okay, I'm gonna do this more seriously. And he found the opportunity. There is a niche for repairs.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning, big projects are great. Nowadays, I'm grateful for every customer that trusts us for, bigger projects that we normally do. Let's call it like that, because there is never a big project in Miami.
Right.
But I like the services. Why? Because we can be great, but we are in and out each property. Mm-hmm. And when you start working in projects that take 2, 3, 4, 5 months, it's like, why? Like, I don't know.
You're locked.
Yeah, it's different than the service industry. So,
right.
He always shared that vision with me. Let's do services. Why? Because we're in and out. There is never a problem. Like, it's 2 days managing a customer. So it's really difficult to make mistakes.
Right.
When you are 1 year with a person, you need to be good at, if you make mistake, how you make it better after. Mm-hmm. So that part, he always shared that vision with me. Working with him, we always, I was doing the same thing as him, and the conflict of, hey, who is leading? Right. So I love reading, and since I started working with him, I always hear about one person need to do one part of the business and the other need to, but when
Did you read Traction?
I love Traction.
Yeah.
I love Traction.
When you said that he was the visionary, I was like, they had to have read Traction.
So yeah, Traction. There are so many books that I can share a little bit about each other. There is one that impact our business, and it's called Profit First. I
haven't read it yet, but I've heard.
I love that book. Yeah, change the way that we manage the financial of our company. Because, as contractors, they just get, like, as an owner, we don't get paid whatever we want. Right. We have a salary.
Right.
I don't care if the company does well or not. Why? Because we are prepared to get that salary during the entire year. Yeah, we can get a share. That's fine, but it's based on the business performance. So that brings so many great things. But I can, you have that peace in your heart, like, I'm still gonna get paid. There is not an issue with my partner. Right. Like, that's it's clear. When you talk about finance with your partner and brother.
Right. I was going to ask that.
You see, like, we had a fight, but at 6 p.m. we had a barbecue at the house.
Right.
So we need to manage, like, during these 6-7 years, we have managed a lot of, conflict resolution because, we disagree in something, but that doesn't mean that we are, like, we still need to talk to each other.
Right. It's definitely different running a business. I mean, partnerships are hard regardless.
Yeah.
Running your partner being a family member, double as hard.
Yeah.
Right. So tell me about that. Let's talk about that. How did you guys figure that out? How did you guys... So you were talking,
figuring it out.
Yeah, good. No, I would assume it's an ongoing thing. Yeah, it's always going to be evolving.
You always change.
Correct. And also family circumstances change, right? Like if your family is growing, if somebody needs to move, I mean, there's so many dynamics that come into it, right?
Kids are coming to the picture now.
So it's going to change.
Yeah. When we start working together, I was not married. Like,
right. All those your dynamic changes as a family, and you bring it to the business and vice versa. But, so you were saying, sorry, and I interrupted you, I'm sorry, but you were saying, okay, so different roles. So you guys have clearly defined different roles. And I would imagine that is a huge source of clarity.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And when example, he's more in the operation of the business, he oversees the general manager that he's how you say, like, the cherry on the cake.
Yeah.
I love my general manager. he's the guy that he started as a technician.
Mm.
And he's the general manager of the company just because his attitude, like the way that he handled problems, the way that, like, he's great as a human being. And I'm so grateful to have somebody like him in the company. But let's talk about Jorge. He oversee him and the operation. I'm more in the finance in the office, like handling the back part of the company. I'm also like, I do sales, but I do sales to the point like the job is approved and then boom, we pass it to the operation. I'm not in charge anymore until the customer wants something else. And then I come in again just to put pricing. But that's funny because when you are a small business, 2-3 people, you see it so far to be that organized. Like he laughed about me like couple of times, bro, like you treat the company as a corporate.
Yeah.
I always remember that phrase. And you treat the company as a corporate. Good. We are not corporate. Like, bro, and I always, chase the to be
structure.
A structure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably from the reading. When you read, this game of entrepreneurship is so wild, right? Because we do this, right? It started as a side hustle. You guys, I'm making good money. Maybe I can make more money. Let's just do it. You jump in. But you quickly realize that if you don't have structure, you are going to be doing everything forever. There's no other way to scale. You can't add a good general manager. A good general manager would not work for you if you didn't have structure.
No.
They would leave. Because contrary to what people believe, good players like structure and accountability. They like it. Only like low-hanging fruit employees complain about accountability or structure, right? Nobody wants to be on a team with someone that you have to keep babysitting. They just won't stay, right? A players do not work for C bosses or C leaders. It's just a fact. Yeah. And I think that I read a lot too, so I like to hear that you do that. And I think it's because some of these things we're just not born with it. It's learned.
Yeah, you need to make mistakes and then the idea is, also like we have been part of BNI. Mm-hmm. You know what is BNI?
Yeah, I used to be a part of one.
And wow, BNI, I can say like obviously, I'm a believer, so I know that God is the one that is, in front of. But BNI has made a bigger impact in our business. Mm-hmm. There is so many great business owners, not that they just want to connect you or give you business, but they want to teach. Mm-hmm. There is people that grab you from the hand, and then let's work together.
Right.
Like, I can mention so many companies that I have in front of my mind. Like, wow, why I use a CRM is because someone came to me and told me you need to have one. Why I'm a licensed contractor today is because somebody told me you need to get that license.
Right. BNI, the concept of BNI is very, there's almost like a little bit of mentorship included in that, right? Because you create a bond. I mean, you're seeing these people once a week.
Yeah, but also it's because I won.
Sure, of course. You have to need it. You have to want it, yeah.
I remember when I joined BNI, I was like 20, 22, 21 years. I was a baby, like doing business with 50 years old.
Right.
I was like, but I always went, let's do one-to-one. And I started asking questions. What is your revenue? Or questions that nobody wants to answer. That's why when, you told me like, clear, like I can share whatever of the business because maybe something that I can share can impact somebody else. And I don't know, maybe in 5 years I get a call and say, hey, thank you because you told me this 5 years ago.
Literally the whole premise of this. That's why I started it.
If that happened to me, because I'm a testimony of people, investing time and energy. So we can, my brother and I, sorry, let me rephrase that. Like, so my brother and I, we are where we are is because people 5 years ago invest time in us.
Correct.
So I want to do the same. Like,
right.
And sometimes you feel like, no, I need to be like, I don't know, $1 billion company.
No.
So no, there is people that has been trying to, when you get, I don't know, 500,000 or $1 million or that people trying to pass a number. And maybe we pass it so fast because of something that I can share and can impact somebody else's business. Like, I don't know. Like,
I think that, the concept of BNI also really does help. Especially, it didn't sound like you came from a corporate space or had that networking. Networking is so critical. Talk to me about the power of networking that it's had on your business, right? How is BNI where you learn?
Networking.
Everything is networking.
Everything. Yep. If you are not networking, you are not. I don't know. You're gonna be out of business.
Right.
I know. My brother and I, we always discuss in marketing. Why? Because I also run the marketing. Like I oversee the marketing part of the business. We need to set up a budget for the year, what percentage of the revenue we are going to invest. But it's impossible to compare the numbers of, ads or Google or whatever to in-person networking. Why? Because it's so cheap and you get so much in return that you never, it's impossible. The return of BNI is great. Like we have met so many great people from the companies that you never expect. Example, I have a friend in BNI. He's the marketing company, and he connect me with a general contractor 5 years ago. But he's not a residential. He does development, huge project, and I think so. They like us. Now he send us all his friends, all we are sub for we do projects for him also, but the way that he just like us and starts sending us business is great. And now he connect me to other people. Nowadays, I invite him to a nonprofit to play golf, and he say, "Yeah, I want to play golf with you." I'm like, "Wow!" Imagine that person should have so many other things to do. Super busy. He has 40 years in business. I have 6. And he want to play golf with me.
But that's also,
I feel so grateful for that.
But also to your point of mentorship, I think that when entrepreneurs get to that stage where it's not about the money, they have the process built, they've built the structure of the business and the business is running. Most entrepreneurs get to a point where they want to give back, right? And they want to spend time with people like you at your stage, at my stage, because I'm 6 years in too. And they are about giving back and making impact at that stage because they've accomplished the financial part and, all the success part. But I think that there's a shift of, all right, now it's time for me to lend a hand, which I love.
I don't know. I think so. You can pour in someone else's life any time of your career because
100%.
It's like, when I talk personal, when you see your personal finance and somebody ask you, hey, let's donate to a nonprofit and say, I want to be rich first so I can give.
Yeah.
No. You give where you are.
Correct.
So I don't care if you make $10,000 a year or $1 million a year. We give. So,
well, the spirit of giving is tied to the heart, not to your pocket.
Yeah, but it's a process.
Sure.
Where how is a phrase? Where is your treasure is your heart. So it's the same. And I think so when you make less and you give more, it's fine because when you are earning more, it's easy for you to give. So
right.
I love that.
I think I agree 100% about the power of networking, and I think that it's such a good way to amplify yourself, right? When you're but it's 2-part, right? Because you need to land in the right group, right? You also need to track it because there's a lot of mistakes made in networking when it comes to wasting of time. If you're not in the right group, if you're not sure that you're getting a return, obviously some BNI, and depending on the category,
right?
If you're a financial advisor in BNI, you might get 1 lead a year. But it's a very different, that 1 lead a year will be more than what you and I make in 6, right? It's a long play. Some of the networking strategy is a long play. I don't believe it's a get quick rich. No. It's trust building. It's time consuming up front. You need to build rapport with the people. But when you do it right, you end up having 30 people that are basically your sales team. On the road, right? Listening for how to bring you in. It's so powerful. And it's a way to amplify yourself that it's very hard to do if you don't get out from behind your desk.
Yeah. And you mentioned something that I like is we might get a a referral weekly, but a financial company maybe get once a year. And I saw that and I asked why he or that person is still in BNI. He can retire, but there is something. So I set up a one-to-one with a person. I asked why you are still here. Like, you get a referral once a year. He told me, hey, Juan, in my career for the next 10 years, I just need one referral a year. Mm-hmm. So in year number 10, I have 10 clients and my business is done.
Right.
So, wow, like, obviously, our business are different.
They're different. We're volume-based.
But we need to bring that, that person, what answered my question, like, I need to now bring it to me, filter, restructure it and apply, like, also in my business. Because there is always something. There's people that is in BNI just because they have 40 companies to refer.
Right. And I think that the most successful person in the BNI group is the one that is there to build their network, to say, you know what, I want to be a resource, BNI or any networking group. I want to be a resource to my clients. So if you're Trusty Handyman and you're called into an estate sale, somebody passed away and the house is through probate, I'm pretty sure you have an estate planning attorney in your BNI, right? And that client would never assume that you, right, would be the person that could feed them to or point them in the direction of someone that you trust.
Totally. And also that I want to add is there is a moment when you decide to stop BNI.
Sure. I did. Yeah.
Yeah. And first, when business owners, people see us like everything needs to be perfect in their business. And it's not. There are decisions like, hey, I have the thought of, I should be leaving BNI soon. Why? Because I need to go to another program that is more close to what I'm looking for my business. Mm-hmm. So it's not like selfish, but it's like, okay, my business need me and I need to get more information because
you're in a different stage.
Yeah, and because new information make me work, like, do things differently. Mm-hmm. And I always share with my brother, like, whatever brings us here will not take us to the next step. So I need to get new information. I don't know, new books, meeting new people, mm-hmm. and then or courses or whatever, so we can go to the next level.
I think that I think that that's kind of why even the tracking of the business and the time, it's not just a money issue or the money spent to be in a networking group, whatever it is, how much time and what's the ROI, not even just for the business, but even you personally. Like for me, I'm a big person. Like I just can't commit to something once a week anymore. My schedule stopped allowing me to do so, and I don't have the staff to send. So I couldn't do it. I have other things. I have other streams of income that I'm working on for my business that I had to make a decision. But if I didn't have the data to show me hours invested, time spent, money, obviously we're still all here to grow our businesses and make money. So I think it's critical once a year for the business owner that's looking to grow is also to revisit the data of the groups you're in and where you're investing your time and make sure it's worth not just the money. It's always usually worth the money investment. It's the time investment that really takes away from your business. And also for me, I was like drained. I was like, I need a change of circle, of people, a new network. I need something new.
Yeah. I do more networking beside being
sure.
It's funny, like, because let's say that I met somebody else, but in one point of the line, that person was introduced to me through BNI.
Yep.
So my biggest client in some, like in the line, when I see how did I meet that person, like through BNI, mm-hmm. somebody in BNI or another chapter from BNI. So mm-hmm. we get business from other chapters, mm-hmm. that people that know us and they like the business. So maybe I visited 2 years ago, mm-hmm. like. But obviously, there are so many things to do in BNI. And I think so networking is so easy because we need to be, constantly chasing who is my next person I'm going to meet, like my next client. Because it's not just about the money. It's because about serving. Mm-hmm. We are so good in where we are that I feel so, like, I have peace, like serving my neighbor. Mm-hmm. Serving your neighbor is kind of like, wow, I don't want to do service on my neighbor because if we messed up, I don't want to sell my house. Like,
right. I don't want it to be awkward when
Yeah.
I'm getting my groceries out of the car.
Totally. So now my neighbors call the company. Sometimes it's good. They go through me or not, but I have that piece that we're going to serve the customer right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about that. Sorry, I lose what I was talking about. Okay. When we are looking to meet somebody else, because we are always chasing. Yesterday, I called a friend that I saw on Instagram. He's a real estate agent. We are not looking for realtor. You know why? Because we understand the market, and that's not who, my ideal client now. But there are certain agents that are looking for a premium services. Those are the agents that we can serve. Not that I want, it's, we can serve. So I called them, I talked to them, I shared what we are doing. And he told me that's, wow, Juan, I was looking for that. So you see, I don't need sometimes to go to a group to find somebody. Maybe we have people in our contact that we can just call, talk, set up a coffee or lunch, and maybe that person knows our next move. It's just the matter of, I need to be drinking coffee. I love coffee. I love, I normally I'm in Western area. I'm always in Graciano drinking coffee with a lot of people, because that's a way that, I met people. Also, it's nice. I enjoy, I enjoy talking about the business or ideas, or let's implement this. What are you doing? So I can get an idea. I don't want to be self-sufficient. Like, no, I know everything. Yeah. No, everything that we are doing in our business is because somebody else is doing it, and that person that person shared with me,
and you just tweak it. To be your version. I love hearing everything that you're saying. It's very clear to me that you guys have invested a lot of time in not only knowing yourselves as a business, knowing who you're trying to serve, who the right referral partner is. That is so critical, because so many people are just out here just trying to be everything to everyone. Yeah. And that's such a trap. And it's kind of twofold, right? Because you fear if I am too clear in my communication, or if I'm too picky, then I'm going to turn business away. No, that rarely does happen. In fact, I think people...
That's true. Sorry. Let me put a parenthesis. Yeah. I have, my brother and I, we have that scare of having the niche of, we're going to only do this. And he asked me one day, what happens if we are not flexible and we stop getting business? So that you just mentioned is a fear of most business owners. So that's why there is a lot of people in any industry doing a lot of services, because we are scared of, we don't bring business to the, we don't gonna get paid.
Right. But the expertise of even if you do it, like we spoke right before we started recording, right? I don't claim to be a condo expert. I can do it, right? And I do it, but I don't talk about it, right? Because I feel like it's not what I want to attract either, like we were talking. So I think that there's just it's a gift to be so clear on what you guys are looking for and from who. That's you guys found that out very fast. So congratulations, because it takes business. I mean, I've had 65 people on this share. It takes people a long time to figure out what they're good at. And I think that also the building of this persona and knowing who you're focused on, you build your services. Like you said, the contract work sometimes throws you guys, makes you uncomfortable because you're built for service. Right?
And that's the structure of the business.
Correct.
How our technician know that they go to a property 1-2 days, or we do projects, as I said,
sure.
But we have that, our SOP, to do services is great. We don't need to change it. It's just being consistent.
Right. When you say that about this networking and that you're doing a lot of it, so, networking is difficult for a lot of people. They don't know how to do it. What would you say? What's your best piece of advice for someone that's getting started with networking and is nervous or doesn't know where to start? What would you say were 1 or 2 things that helped you?
What helped me is there is a lot of people that they don't like to network because they think it's an environment. Okay, I need to go and just while you're looking and what I'm looking and okay, the way that you live is a network. You have friends, or maybe you like sports. Like example, my brother loves soccer, and now he loves paddle. He's the sporty guy of the family. So the way that also he network is with people that play the same sport. And why I mention that is because that's your comfort zone. I know that people always said you need to be out of your no, but sometimes you need to use your comfort zone to become a better person. So if you are really good at, I don't know, golf, don't set up a meeting with, in Gracianos to take a coffee. Invite someone to play golf. Find a way that you bring somebody to your environment so you feel great and you can talk and you can be yourself. Also, you need to be yourself. I don't need to show off. No, I'm just a guy that runs a business with his brother, and we just want to become, better person, better business owner, and do better things in the community. That I don't need to say, things that are not real.
It's so funny that you say that, because I think that that's why it's so hard for people. I think that people think that they need to put on an act when they're in a networking event. And if they could only realize that the sooner you are yourself, the more success you have and the easier and the more you enjoy it, because it can be taxing, especially if you're not comfortable doing it. If you're doing it 5 times a week, it's taxing on you.
You know that we live in, and there's a lot of, how you say, people like to show off in our community.
Yeah.
How they dress,
right?
What they drive,
what they have,
why they wear. I hate that. I don't like it. Sorry, I shouldn't hate anything, but I don't like it. It's just, I met one of my, I have clients that they fly in airplane to see the project, how it's going. And when you met the person, when I met the client in person, they are so humble. I'm like, this guy has an airplane.
Right. You would never know.
Exactly. And he's so humble. He can get a broom and start cleaning. I'm like, no way. And somebody else that just, get a raise, buy a Rolex. I'm like, okay, I'm not saying the Rolex is bad. No,
yeah, I understand.
But, it's the heart.
Right.
If you have the opportunity, buy it. Yeah, I'm not saying about other things, but people that have it don't show it. Like, they don't care. No,
and that's how you have to show up in networking. It's just be yourself. I think that it's the more authentic you are, the easier it is for people. I think people forget too. It also depends on the type of person, right? Because if you're looking to be transactional, like you said, give me your business card, give me your business. No, if you're looking to build a relationship, you have to show the parts of your humans, of who you are outside of the title.
My bro, I used to be, we are Latin American. I moved from Venezuela 11 years ago. So it's a culture change. What you speak. And my brother, he started traveling, going to Europe and things first than me. And he always told me, hey Juan, when you are sitting down with people that actually have the, financial capacity, hey brother, they never talk about money. People that have money never mention the word money in conversation. And nowadays that I've been growing up doing business and meeting great business owner, they never mention that word. Never. And they are so humble. And, I want to become like that. I don't want to be the person like, hey, because you're doing great, literally, if I can serve at church, if I can clean, that also remind me that, hey, whatever you have, you are managing whatever we have, because we don't have the tomorrow. Tomorrow is no promise. So let's be good administrators of what we have today. So that's my thinking. Also, I don't want to say that having a Rolex is bad. No, it's just the heart of why I want that. Right.
And the thing is too, it's the question is in the context of networking, right? Like you and I sitting across from someone that owns a Rolex doesn't mean that you're successful, right? Especially where we live. Someone that has 10 grand, 15 grand could buy a Rolex. It doesn't mean that they're, first of all, it doesn't mean that they're a good referral source. It doesn't mean that they're a good connection. It doesn't even mean that you guys will connect personally. It's just, I think that I think people believe, maybe even more women than men, that they have to look a certain way or dress a certain way to fit into these groups or to get a referral or to be trusted, when really it's just to be yourself. That's the bottom line of the sauce of networking, of being trusted.
And also that I learned now is we need to ask what we are looking for.
Correct. Yeah. B&I does a good job of that, teaching you that.
Yeah, but I've been in BNI. I don't know. We have 6 years in 6 years in business, and I learned that not so long ago. It's because when we are networking, we also need to be vulnerable to share where we are in the business and what we are looking for, because people sometimes they don't know, and it's until you share what you are looking for exactly, we say, you know what, I know someone, and then
right. That's what it is. This has been such a good conversation. One last question for you. Well, two, but they're intertwined. What's the best business book you've read that you would give for early entrepreneur?
The best business book? Well, I would say Profit First.
Profit First. Okay. I gotta buy it. I gotta read it. I've heard.
Great.
Okay.
As a business owner, we never want to get, pay well. So when you have that piece, that getting, salary or partner distribution for your business in a structured way, you have that piece that you are doing the right thing, because we need to pay ourselves first.
Okay. And then outside of the book, what is the best piece of business advice that you could give someone that's starting?
Wow. I will say treat your business like corporate. You never know. Like, time is gonna pass, and maybe today you are sitting down yourself in Starbucks drinking a coffee with your laptop, but maybe in 5 years you are in your own conference room with, a team of 15. So you never know.
Yep. I don't know that I did that when I started. I definitely didn't, but I did it relatively quick enough where I made the change of, just because I was a small business, I shouldn't think of myself as a small business. I think that that's pretty detrimental, more than people talk about. I think if you run and you prepare for big business things, it really does shift your identity. Yeah. So I love that. Tell everybody where they can find you, and we'll put it in the show notes. But if you have Instagram or your website, phone number.
Yeah, the company, the trustyhandyman.com, that's our website. You can find us on LinkedIn, on Instagram. My name is Juan Tomasini. You can search me also in LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn.
Yeah.
We
didn't even talk about LinkedIn or hire so much. So we'll have you back on. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate the time and all your good advice.
Awesome. Thank you.